Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people, fellow humans, earthlings, we welcome you. Today is Sunday, January 18th, 2026. Man, we've been doing this for a while, haven't we? January 2026, Sunday, the Lord's Day. Not the Sabbath. It's not the Sabbath, it's the Lord's Day. Right. And that's been on my mind frequently, the Sabbath versus the Lord's Day. Why do they cling so tightly to that? Why are they so judgmental on other people who don't? Not all of them, only some of them are very judgmental. I'm better than you because I honor the seventh, you don't. And I think it comes down to, I'm honing in on it, Isaiah, where Jesus says, it is fulfilled. The prophecies in Isaiah are fulfilled. And the Council of Jerusalem, where the Peter and the people there decided the Gentiles don't have to adopt Jewish customs. Period. Now, our friends, our Sabbath people, friends, they say, well, yeah, we don't have to do most, but this is one, probably all of the 10 commandments. These are ones we have to do. But then if you say Jesus was the fulfillment of things, it would be, do we go with the 10 commandments or do we go with the Beatitudes? Do we go with the Sermon on the Plain? The Sermon on the Mount? Do we go with those? Or is it like, well, God said, don't commit adultery. And Jesus said, well, you have heard it said, don't commit adultery. But what I say is if you think about it, you've committed adultery. Which do we go with, God or the new covenant with Jesus? And I think we have to be consistent. I think we choose one. And if we choose Jesus following John 3:16, then we're safe following Jesus. Anywho, this is Sunday, G.school, day 2, Monday through Friday. We focus on helping our students and other interested people on their journey through this life in the physical, fitness, and health, mental, always be learning, and emotional. If you can't control your emotions, don't worry, somebody else will, and they'll probably take you out of the game, which is unfortunate. When you're out of the game, it's unfortunate. And yes, you can say, the game would have been better with me. We would have had a better season. Yeah, but at least I'm still in the game. Good morning, What Not a Bevy. Glad to see you there. How is your laugh? Uh-oh. Whoa. Aha. Mm-hmm. Got a text from Dave Preston. Blessed as always. Is it blessed or blast? I'm blast. Are you on blast or are you blast? You are the blast or you're on blast. So, yeah. Day 7, week 3. Day 7, week 3. Jerry Maguire. Help me help you. Help me help you. Help me help you. That is kind of a plea to the emotional side, right? Help me help you. Help me help you. Help me help you. Let's all say that together. Let's say that together. What Not a Bevy. Say that. You're in your room alone. You can say, help me help you. Help me help you. Help me help you. You see the different inflections in that. Not too shabby, just like my everyday dose. So, yes. So the show is going to be on tonight, episode number 2. I got a report from the men. I got a report that said the edit went great. It's ready for Sunday night. It's in master control. Ayúdame ayudante. Yeah. Good morning. Wayne Floyd. How are things in Akrapania? How are things in Oakland? I should have worn my A shirt. Had I known you were going to be here, I would have worn my A shirt. Yesterday I was having lunch with a guy and he said, "Why do you do these podcasts every morning?" I said, "Because there's always somebody who was in the program before that will watch it at some point. There's always somebody who today is the day they might need some reassurance that there is something stable, something doesn't change, it's there, something I am connected to." And I think that's it. We are all connected. So things are just okay up there. So the TV show is on tonight at 7. Yes, 60 Minutes competes with us. And okay, they're giving us a run for our money. For the people, let's see, I'll put it in the chat. KPVM. Is it KPVM? I'm going to put the website in there so you can watch it after tonight. KPVM TV. KPVM. https://kpvm.tv. Channel 25.1. My county. Okay. Oh, actually, you guys can't watch it till it's on YouTube. You cannot, what's geo-fenced. You can't watch it live from where you're at. You can only watch it can't watch it live. You can only watch it on YouTube once it's on there. But KPVM, and pretty soon we're going to put it up on the website, the nevadafrontier.com. Okay, well, anyway, so today is day 7 of week 3, outside our school-sized kingdom. Advice from an 80-year-old. Advice from an 80-year-old. Be romantic. Huh. Okay, who knew? Who knew? Let's see what Seth Godin has to say. Fake news and trust. Celebrity gossip, fortune telling, and superstitions are the original forms of fake news. But now it's increasingly widespread. In every field from science to world affairs, it's troubling to see. People who are familiar with reality can't understand why it's popular in a low-trust world. Why would people engage with made-up noise disguised as information? The irony is that it's easier to trust fake news. It's consistent, simplified, coherent, and predictable. All the things that humans look for when we're seeking solace. The challenge for all of us is that while it's easier to trust in the short run, it ultimately disappoints. Keyword there, short run. The trust we earn with complex and consistent analysis of reality takes more effort, but it's worth more in the long run. What sort of trust are you selling, and what are you buying? Aha. Okay, I have to read that one again. Have to read that one again. So, yeah, okay, I'm just thinking about these videos that came in from Dave Preston, cameraman for the show. Cameraman number 1. Okay. Let's see, what have we talked about so far? Okay, so we've got day 3, week 7, day 7, week 3. What's going on here? Okay, I don't need to worry about that chord. I've got chords. Sorry, people. Yesterday I spent fixing this because one of my professors had some questions. So it's like, might as well go through it. And then had lunch with Rulon. Who's going to do a rebuttal, not a rebuttal, a response. How about that? I'm confident it's going to be supportive. I think it's going to be cleaning up some things, but it'll be interesting. Having somebody with a good intellect comment. And let's see, what else do we have on our hit parade for today? How are we doing for time? Time. Such a runic rhyme. Okay. Help me help you. Jerry Maguire. Let's just talk. Let's kind of close the loop. Bonk. On. No, this is bonk. Close the loop on week 3 and prepare for week 4. So in our neuroscience-oriented approach to success, we're answering 2 questions. Who am I and why do I behave the way I do from a neuroscience perspective? Not from a psychology, not from a philosophy, not from a neuro-linguistic programming, cognitive behavior therapy, not from a geopolitical, meteorological, just from a neuroscience. How does our brain work? How does our brain work? Who am I? Why do I behave the way I do? From the perspective of how does our brain work? And as Professor Brian Cox said in the video I was watching today, ultimately it comes down to chemistry. Now that doesn't put God or anything out there aside, because we are physical beings. We are baryonic. Ultimately, it comes down to chemistry. And who am I and why do I behave the way I do has to do with the chemistry, the physical makeup of our body. So we're looking at it on a subcellular level. So we start with the cells, certain cells in our brains, neurons. And then we drill down into neurotransmitters that cause us to feel the release of neurotransmitters. And then the magic part is how vibrations in the air, bonk, how vibrations in the air end up causing us to feel a certain way. If and only if those vibrations in the air have meaning to us. So there's lots of vibrations in the air that we ignore. Other ones we don't, but they cause us to do things. So if you smell smoke and you're in a place where you shouldn't smell smoke, in other words, you're not at a campfire, you smell smoke and you shouldn't smell smoke, bam. What's going on? Is there danger? We're very good at perceiving danger. Unfortunately, some of us perceive danger where there is no danger. Crossed wires in our brains. Hint, hint. I'm going to have to add that as one of my things on the show. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Them with the good old days. What? Doesn't matter. Wonder how Charlene is doing. Okay, so let's get serious for a second here. We got 4 minutes. Full minutes. Faux minutes. FAUX minutes. Faux minutes. I want to make an observation. I saw the first 2 episodes of the new Star Trek series. I thought they were pretty good. Pretty good. Kind of DEI, but not as much as you would expect. Certainly not as much as my class, RJUS 220, Restorative Justice. Not that much of DEI, but somewhat not bad. It's a good show. Good storylines, good subplots going on, good intrigue, good setup for the series. All right, down to 3 minutes and 15 seconds. I have to get good at this because on Tuesdays when we're taping, it really comes down to every second. You don't want to say cut too soon, and then we're looking at each other. You don't want to say it too early, which is the same as too soon. You certainly don't want to say it too late, because then the editing guys don't want to have to edit, and I would rather they didn't. Anyway, let's see. Today is Sunday, the Lord's Day. If you are a Christian, if Jesus was the fulfillment of the prophecies, especially as contained in Isaiah. That's who Jesus was. And the apostles came together and under the belief of the Holy Spirit. And if you believe that is true, which you kind of have to if you believe everything they produce, because this is pretty quick. And it was based upon Gentiles don't have to become Jews. Gentiles do not have to become Jews. So that would mean we don't have to accept anything from the Old Testament. We can start with Jesus and move forward. Is it good to know the history? Well, probably. Is it necessary? No. No, I would say it's not necessary. If God comes down and tells you something, here's my commandment, do we have to say, well, and before I accept your commandment, I want to go back and make sure you're not wrong? This is Nietzsche's thing of, we don't accept prophets as they are. We tend to question. The prophet has to prove to us that he or she is a prophet. So we have it backwards. We decide whether God is telling the prophet what to prophesy. Where the prophet is really coming to tell us what God told them, but we decide whether that's true. And if we like what the prophet says, we'll accept it as true. All right, 40 seconds to go. Today is the day the Lord has made. Let's accept that as true. And we'll have our Sabbath keepers over there. And, one of the interesting things is people who worship on Sunday, who worship, people who go to church on Sunday, don't really have a problem with people who go on Saturday. It's the Saturday people who are judgmental on the other ones. Oh, yeah, you fake people are going to church on Sunday. You're wrong. You're just wasting your time. You're making God mad, etc. And with that, we are going to say cut, cut, cut. Cut.